Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from the Meadowlands Racetrack here on Saturday. It is October the 22nd, 2016. I'm going to look at all the races. They're all Breeders' Crown eliminations. Before I get onto that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections from racetracks around the world. And I mean around the world, everywhere from France to England to Ireland, of course America, and soon to becoming Australia. It's a great card from the Meadowlands. It's elimination, so it's going to be great. Next week is going to be fantastic. Next Friday and Saturday, expect full card selections next week, and also, next two weekends or 3 weekends if you count it are going to be good. You have eliminations for the Breeders' Crown this week. Next weekend you have the Breeders' Crown. Then after that you have the Breeders' Cup. So it's some nice racing coming up if you like that. So let's get on to it. We have 14 races to get onto. Starting off with the first race from the Meadowlands, which is the Breeders' Crown eliminations. 2-year-old Colts and Geldings here going for a purse of $20,000, 1 mile trot, 10 trotters on gate. And my top selection here will go to the 5-horse, number 5 Walner. I'm gonna go 5-1-10 here. 5-1-10 here in the opener. There's 30,000 guaranteed pick 5 if you remember that. But number 5 Walner, Tim Tetrick in the sulky. Last time out at Lexington at the Red Mile, the 6th of October, in the Stallion Stakes for 56,000. Horse won by 3 3/4 lengths that day. 20 cents to the dollar, was the favorite. Off the gate, got fourth, but moved up to the lead and didn't look back. An easy victory for this horse. Start before this horse ran at the Meadowlands, 16th of September in the kindergarten 2-year-old series for 10,000. From the rail, this horse won by 6.5 lengths. It was a very nice victory, easy. Again, and then at the Meadowlands kindergarten 2-year-old finals, from the rail, this horse finished 6th by 9.5 lengths as a favorite that day. This horse broke that day. It wasn't the best runs for this horse. I think this horse shouldn't really have a nice race. His last two were pretty impressive, especially his that race at the Meadowlands. Hasn't started since the 6th of October, which was, about 16 days ago. So is the 16-day break. I think that's going to be the key with this one. I think, like I said, I think this horse have a good run here today. Is this horse good enough to win the final? I'm not sure. I'll have to wait until next week, and I think he could win this limb. So to recap my bets for race number 1 from the Meadowlands Breeders' Crown elimination, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. Gonna go with the 5-horse Walner. Gonna go 5-1-10, 5-1-10. The second race from the Meadowlands, which is Breeders' Crown elimination, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. Field of 8 Pacers now going 1 mile, purse $20,000. And my top selection here, I'm going to go to the 5-horse again, number 5, McThriller. I'm going to do a trifecta here. I'm going to go 5-8-3, 5-8-3 in here in the trifecta. Number 5, McThriller, Brian Sears coming in to ride this horse at 6-1. Last time out, the Red Mile in Lexington, 8th of October, and $65,000 stakes race. Horse finished third by 3 lengths that day at 11-1. Off the gate, got 7th from the 4-hole, and closed up a little bit at the end, but wasn't catching the winner who ran very well. Start before in the Bluegrass Series at Lexington, 1st of October. Horse finished second by a length from the rail with Dave Miller in the sulky. This horse from the gate doesn't have a lot of gate speed. It looks like. He got third off the gate, sat there, then got placed back to 4th, closed up a little bit. I think he should do well with this longer stretch here at the Meadowlands. His last win came at the Delaware County Fair on Jug Day in a 2-year-old stakes race for 35,000 from the 6-hole. So horse again doesn't have a lot of gate speed, sat back and closed very well, winning. Got the lead in the final quarter and then kept going. Won by 6.25 lengths. Very impressive victory that day. I think this horse should have a good run. The added, not the added ground, but with the longer stretch here at the Meadowlands, that should really help this one. So going to go with this one. So to recap my bets for race number 2 from the Meadowlands Racetrack, going to go with the 5-horse McThriller at 6-1. Going to go 5-8-3, 5-8-3. The third race from the Meadowlands here on this Saturday night is Breeders' Crown elimination. 3-year-old fillies, beginning of this 25,000 guarantee pick 4. Field of 7 Pacers traveling a mile, purse $25,000. And my top selection here will go to the 4-horse, number 4, Call Me Queen Bee. Gonna go 4-7-5, 4-7-5. Number 4, Call Me Queen Bee, Scott Zeron, 5-2. The last time out, ran at the Lexington Red Mile on the 9th of October in a $100,000 stakes race. Source from second by length from the four hole, went straight to lead, got the lead, and then got taken over by Pure Country that really couldn't catch that filly. Philly is actually breaking from the five hole in this start today. But start four in the Bluegrass at Lexington at the Red Mile. This horse finished fourth by length, off the gate, got second, and really couldn't close as a favorite. It just wasn't the horse's best starts. And then start before at, um, at the Delaware County Fair in the Jugette. In the final, this horse finished second by 3 quarters in length behind LA's Delight. Led early on, but got taken over by LA's Delight. LA's Delight breaking from the outside seven hole today. At 5-2, I think this horse should do well here today. You know, this horse could have maybe, I think this horse has a strong chance to win the final. But, in this spot, I think this horse should do well here today also. So, going to go with this one. So, to recap my bets for race number 3 from the Meadowlands Racetrack, it's Brewer's Crown Elimination, 3-year-old fillies. Going to go with the 4 horse, Call Me Queen Bee. Going to go 4-7-5. 4-7-5 here in the try. So, now let's get on to race number 4 from the Meadowlands, which is Brewer's Crown Elimination, 2-year-old fillies. We have a field of 8 pacers traveling mile purse $20,000. My top selection here will go to the 2 horse Agent Q. Gonna go 286. 286, number 2, Agent Q. Dave Miller, 4-1. Aaron Lambert trains this one last time out at the Meadows on the 15th of October in a 2-year-old final. This horse finished second by 1 1/4 lengths with Scott Zeron as a 40 cents to the dollar favorite. From the gate, this horse from the 3 hole basically sat second all around. Couldn't catch Brazuca, who's running in this race, breaking from the rail today. I think this is the better horse than Brazuca, who this horse lost to his last 2 starts in a row. Start before in the Liberty Bell at Philadelphia on 20th of September. This horse finished second by 1/2 lengths as a 10 cents to the dollar favorite. That was the last time this horse teamed up with Dave Miller. Actually his regular rider. But, he finished second by 1/2 lengths. Just didn't have the best of kickoffs. Really couldn't close off of Brazuca, who was on the lead all throughout. And then the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes Championship at Chester on the 11th of September. This horse won by 2 1/4 lengths. A very nice victory. Got second off the gate and got the lead and then drew off clear. I think he should do well with this Meadowlands Racetrack with the longer stretch, with the quarter-mile stretch. He should really do well. This horse finished second to Great Lady behind Adialic Beach at Mohawk earlier this season. Actually last month, about 6 weeks ago. But I think this horse should do well here today. So to recap my best for race number 4 from the Meadowlands Racetrack, it's the Brewer's Crown Elimination, 2-year-old fillies. Gonna go with the 2 horse Agent Q. Gonna go 286. 286. Now let's get on to race number 5. The 5th race from the Meadowlands here on this Saturday Breeders' Crown Elimination night is a Breeders' Crown Elimination for the 3-year-old fillies. We have a field of 9 trotters traveling a mile, going for a purse of $25,000. My top selection in this elimination will go to the 5 horse, number 5, Caprice Hill. I'm going to go 5-2-8. 5-2-8, number 5, Caprice Hill at 5-1 with Tim Tetrick. Tony Alonga trains this one last time out. Ran at Mohawk. This is an Ontario-based horse. Last time out at Mohawk last Saturday, actually, in the Ontario Sire Stakes final, horse finished second by 1 1/4 lengths from the 3 hole, got second off the gate, got the lead, and then weakened in the final shoe strides with Timmy Cheatrick in the sulky. Just couldn't, take it to the finish. Then start before, had a qualifier between, he had a bit of a layoff about a month, but he had a qualifier between that 4th of October. He qualified in 155 flat, he was on the lead all throughout, won by 14 lengths, really didn't matter how much he won by. It was just a nice little qualifier, winning by 14. Start before at Mohawk, last Pure Mutual, before last, came at Mohawk's September 17th in the Allegheny Image Stakes. Hopefully I had that right. This horse finished 10th by 6 lengths at 15 cents to the dollar. Really was far back. Really had nothing that day. They took this horse to the sideline. I think they improved him with his second place finish last time. I needed that race, I think. Today he should be firing at all guns. And then the elimination for that race on September the 17th. The eliminations was the week before, 9th of September. This horse won by 2.5 lengths, 30 cents to the dollar. Easy victory. This was his last pari-mutuel win. And then this horse won a Simcoe and won the Casual Breeze. He has some speed. I think he could sit back a little bit and then pounce. I think 5-1. I'm going to take my chances with this one here. I think he's a good chance. Do you think that's what I'm saying. Do you think you're going to get 5-1? I don't think so. I think this horse might be going down to 5-2 personally, because I just looking on paper, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to see what I saw. He should be improving with the layoff. So 5-1, probably not 5-2 most likely. So to recap my bets for the fifth race, the Brewers Crown Eliminations Drilled Fillies Trot. Gonna go with the 5 horse Caprice Hill. Gonna go 5-2-8, 5-2-8. Now to the sixth race from the Meadowlands, which is a British Crown Elimination Thrilled Colts and Geldings. We have a field of 8 Pacers traveling a mile, purse $25,000, and my top selection will go to the outside, number 8, Lion Snyder. Gonna go 8-1-3, 8-1-3. Number 8, Lion Snyder, 9-2. Brian Sears on this one for Jimmy Tactor. Hasn't started since the Tattersalls at Lexington, the 9th of October. Horse finished third by length. Got the lead off the gate, then slowly weakened. He got third, but he got beat by a horse by the name of Racing Hill, who ran very well at the that day and ran very well in the jug. And who also won the Messenger and finished second in the Adios. But start before that for Lions Hill came in the jug finals. Horse finished fourth by 9 lengths. Was 22-1. Basically showed nothing. Wasn't catching Betting Line, who ran well. This horse lost to Betting Line 3 starts in a row, basically. Fourth in the jug final, lost Betting Line, and the jug limb, lost Betting Line, and then lost to Betting Line to Simcoe. But this elimination doesn't have Betting Line, so maybe this horse could win from the outside. In the jug limb, this horse finished second by 2.5 lengths. Basically sat behind Betting Line, and just didn't do anything. And then the Simcoe, this horse finished. It was setting the pace in the Simcoe back in early September at Mohawk. Set the pace early on, then finished second behind Betting Line. But I think this horse should do well. He's starting back here at the Meadowlands. I think he should have a good run. His career best, this year's best has come at the Meadowlands. At Mohawk. Mohawk on the 7/8 mile track. He had a 149 flat. Looking over the horses, there's only one horse that has a better mile this year, and that's the 1 horse Racing Hill, who has a 148 and 4 at the Meadows. But I think he should have a good start here today. I'm going to take my chances with this 9-2 price. So to recap my bets for race number 6 from the Meadowlands British Crown Eliminations, gonna go with the 8 horse Lions Snyder. Gonna go 8-1-3. To the 7th race now from the Meadowlands, which is British Crown Elimination, 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. We have a field of 8 trotters traveling a mile, purse $25,000. This is the beginning of a 50,000 guarantee pick 4 pool, so you want to go jump on that. Like I said, we have 8 horses here. And my top selection here is the Triple Crown winner, Marion Marauder. Gonna go 2-3-8 here. 2-3-8. Number 2, Marion Marauder. Scott Zeron. 2-1. Your 2016 Breeders' Crown. Well, not Breeders' Crown winner yet, but your 2016 Triple Crown winner. He won the Kentucky Futurity, won the Yonkers final, and won the Hambo final. And each race was he doesn't win by a lot, but when he does, it's very exciting. Last time out in the Kentucky Futurity from the 11-hole second tier, his horse won by head, was a little bit farther back, but overtook that to a very nice, for the owners, must have been very stressful finish, but he just got there, winning by head. It was a very nice victory. Start before that in the Canadian Trotting Derby. He had about a 3-week layoff from the October 9th to September 17th in the Canadian Trotting Derby. He finished second by 3.5 lengths behind Bar Hopping. Nobody was catching Bar Hopping that day. He just ran very well. He just gave away, set the pace early on, and then he won the elims for the Canadian Trotting Derby on the lead all throughout by 4 lengths. Won the Yonkers Trot final by head on the lead all throughout. He always gets it close. He won by head, and then he won the Hambo final by nose. It got very tight between him and Southland Frank, but he ran very well with Scott Zeron. I tried picking against him this race, but couldn't find a horse. So yes, gonna go with this one here. So to recap my bets for race number 7 from the Meadowlands, gonna go with the 2 horse Marion Marauder. Gonna go 2-3-8, 2-3-8. Now let's get on to race number 8. The 8th race from the Meadowlands is British Crown Elimination. 2-year-old fillies here. Field of 8 Pacers traveling a mile, purse $20,000. And my top selection here will go to the 6 horse. Blame It on the Night. Gonna go 6-4-7, 6-4-7 here. Number 6, Blame It on the Night. Yannick Gingras, 4-1. Last time out, ran at Mohawk on the 15th of October in Ontario Sire Stakes final. Uh, this horse finished 6 by 6 lengths from the 9 hole. Was far, far back early. Got 10th off the gate and basically sat 10th or ninth and closed up to six. But just nothing that day. Gets a better post draw of the 6 hole today. And I think he should do a lot better. Start before an Ontario Sire Stakes on the 3rd of October at Mohawk. His horse finished third by 1 1/4 lengths again from the 7 hole. He basically sat seventh all throughout. Got closed up to third. I think the longer stretch here at the Meadowlands should really do this one good. He doesn't have a lot of gate speed, it looks like, but if he could close really well, he could do well. His last win, you have to go back to Mohawk, the 10th of October. Excuse me, 10th of September in Chaplin. This horse won by half length. Got the lead at the midpoint of the race and kept going. Yannick Gingras. Last time Yannick rode this horse, he gets it on today. So I think that's going to be something good. His career best mark was 153 and 2, and that he did that at that Chaplin Stakes at Mohawk back in early September. But I think he should do well here today. This is a little bit of a tricky race, I think. But, I'm going to go with the 6 horse. So to recap my bets for Race Marie from the Brewers Crown, Eliminations from the Meadowlands, going to go with the 6 horse, blame it on the night. Going to go 6-4-7, 6-4-7. Now to race number 9 from the Meadowlands, which is Brewers Crown Elimination, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings, 1 mile trot, purse $20,000. Field 10 horses on the gate. And my top selection here will go to the 5 horse, number 5, Jake. Going to go 5-7-2, 5-7-2, number 5, Jake. Slyvan, whatever his name is. We have Sylvan Filion. Go with that as his name. Where's the blooper reel? But gonna go 5-7-2. Number 5, Jake with Filion and the Sulky. We'll go with that. With Luke Blalis, who trains us 1-9-2, coming in from Ontario to run last time out. His last parimutuel was the 17th of October, but he had a qualifier on the 11th of 17th of September. But he had a qualifier on the 11th of October at the at Mohawk. He finished second by 1/2 lengths, qualified in 157 and 3 that day. It's just to get the horse's legs moving. His last parimutuel, like I said, 17th of September at a 266,000 stakes race from the 9 hole. The horse sat back early, closed up for second by 3 lengths at 21-1. He likes a longer stretch. I think he should get this. He's getting a longer stretch today, so he should do well. Start before at Mohawk on the 9th of September, and the 231,000 stakes race or the limbs that day. His horse finished third by a length. He's closing up again, but didn't have enough. He's a closer. He should do well here at the Meadowlands. Is he that good to win the finals? I don't think so, but I think he could win this elimination at a bit of a price here at 9-2. Well, not bit of a price, but he might be going up to 8-1. I think, because I think they're going to bet the Bills man and Moonshiner Hanover into the ground Pursley. Those are the 2 horses I just see that could be bet into the ground, but because everybody keeps forgetting about this horse. But I think this horse should run well here today. So to recap my bets for race number 9 from the Brewers Crown Eliminations at the Meadowlands, gonna go with the 5 horse Jake. Gonna go 5-7-2, 5-7-2. Now to race number 10 from the Meadowlands. 10th race is a Brewers Crown Elimination, 3-year-old fillies, 10 trotters on gate, going a mile, purse $25,000. And my top selection here in race 10 is going to be the 10 horse. Number 10, Broadway Donna. Gonna go 10-8-4, 10-8-4, number 10, Broadway Donna. 2-1, Dave Miller for Jim Campbell, who trains this one. Last time out, the Lexington Red Mile, 9th of October, and the Kentucky Philly Mare Kentucky Futurity. From the rail, this horse won by 2 3/4 lengths. Off the gate, got third, but quickly got the lead and then took off. Very easy victory, 60 cents to the dollar. Start before at Lexington on the 9th of October in a Philly Mare Kentucky Futurity. The limbs that earlier that day. This horse won by 4 1/4 lengths from the rail again. Easy victory at 5-2. And then Lexington, the Bluegrass, the week before. This horse finished 6 by 26 lengths. Just wasn't there. Just wasn't there at all. Broke. But I think this horse should have a good run here today. Does a lot better on a mile track. I think. His career, his best so far this year, and actually career best, came at the Lexington Red Mile, and 151 and 1. His best time, and last year's best time came in 153 and 3 over this track at the Meadowlands. Has the bad 10-hole post position, but I think this horse could overtake it. I think he's good enough to do well here today. So to recap my bets for race number 10 from the Meadowlands Brewers Crown Elimination, 3-year-old filly is going to go with the 10 horse Broadway Broadway Donna. I almost said Broadway Diner, but Broadway Donna. Gonna go 10-8-4 here in the 10th. Now to race number 11 from the Meadowlands, which is the Breeders' Crown Elimination 1 mile trot, purse $25,000. This is for the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings here in race 11. And my top selection here will go to the 6 horse Bar Hopping. Gonna go 673. 673. Number 6 Bar Hopping, 7-5. Tip teacher for Jimmy Tactor. Last time out in the Kentucky Futurity at the Lexington Red Mile on the 9th of October. This horse finished third by half length from the 12 hole. Was screwed by the 12 hole at the beginning, but got to 7th off the gate and sat there and closed up very well. It was an all-out finish between basically Marion Marauder, Southwind Frank, and Bar Hopping. This horse got third in that all-out finish. If this horse didn't have the 12 hole, I think this horse could have maybe won, but, with that being said, Marion Marauder had the 11 hole, and Marion Marauder won. But, I think today's post position is a lot better from the 6 hole. Start 4 in the Bluegrass at Lexington, 2nd of October. Horse won by head, closed up very nicely that day. He's won his, he won 3 in a row before that. He won that. He won the Canadian Trotting Derby at 4-1. He won the Elim for the Canadian Trotting Derby. He finished 3rd in the Colonial at Pocono, 5th in the Hambo after starting the pace early on, and then won the Elim. But I think this horse should do well here today. I think he's coming into this race a lot better. Has a little bit of a layoff. He likes the Meadowlands. His best time of his career came at the Meadowlands in 151-4 back in the Hambo Lim. He's back on his home turf. He should do well here today. So to recap my bets for the 11th race from the Meadowlands, Breeders' Crown Elimination, 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. Going to go with the 6 horse Bar Hopping. Going to go 673, 673. To race number 12 now from the Meadowlands, which is Breeders' Crown Elimination, 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. Field of 8 horses traveling the distance of ground of a mile. 8 horses traveling a mile. They're all pacers here, $25,000. As I look down and watching my cat, sorry, if you keep noticing, I look down. I have a baby kitten that's a month old, and I don't want him to do anything stupid under my desk biting wires. But we have 8 horses trotting, pacing a mile here, and I think I mentioned that 20 times. But my top selection this Elim for the Meadowlands will go to the 1 horse, number 1, who is betting line, your jug winner. Gonna go 153 here, 153 here in the 12th in the Meadowlands. Number 1 betting line, 4-5. You're playing a multi-race wager. I think this is a single from the 12 hole, or from the inside, from the 1 hole. This horse looks very unbeatable. Last time out at Mohawk from the 10 hole in the Ontario Sire Stakes, horse won by length. Basically sat back all around until the stretch and got the lead, and then took off clear for the horse's first start since the jug. Before then, the jug final, this horse won by 8 lengths, just kept going that day on that half-mile track, finishing the race in 149 flat. Not career best, but it was a very nice run that day. And then the jug Lim, this horse won by 2.5, 20 cents to a dollar, easy victory that day. But there was some controversy. There might have been a text message, let's say, that they might have put something in the horse's yogurt. It's funny. When I first saw it on Twitter, I'm like, oh god, that's gonna be something funny. That jug week, or those 2 days of the jug day with that horse with Lou Pena, the yogurt catastrophe with this horse. It's just it was pretty funny. But I think this horse should do well here today. They're in the detention barn, so there might be no yogurt. But from the rail, I would really like this horse here today. So gonna go with this one. So to recap my bets for race number 12 from the Meadowlands Breeders' Crown Elimination, 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. Gonna go with the 1 horse betting line. Gonna go 153, 153. Now to race number 13 for the Meadowlands, which is, if we can get the page load, of course, 13th race is British Crown Elimination, 3-year-old fillies here. 7 pacers traveling a mile, purse $25,000. And my top selection here will go to the 7 horse, number 7, Newborn Sassy. Gonna go 713, 713. Number 7, Newborn Sassy, Tim Tetrick, 3-1. Last time on The Simpson at Philadelphia last Sunday, this horse won by head. at 50 cents to the dollar from the 7 hole. Got third off the gate, basically sat there until the quarter and then final quarter, and then he took off, winning by a head. Almost got caught, but he held on to a very nice victory. Start before at the Meadows on the 4th of October in a 3-year-old final. This horse finished second by a half length. From the gate, this horse got second, sat back a little bit, but really couldn't get to catch the winner, who was Lips Patty. And then start before in the Liberty Bell at Philadelphia, 21st of September. This horse won through a dead heat. It was very nice that they basically sat second, got the lead, and tied basically that day. Last tour. I think this horse should do well here today. Career best time was 151. I actually did that twice. Looking over these career best times, there's one horse that's run better than him, and that's actually two. The 4-horse Blue Moon Stride and the 1-horse Lindwood Beach Girl. But I think this horse maybe could upset from the 7 hole. So to recap my bets for race number 13 from the Meadowlands, it is the Breeders' Crown Elimination 3-year-old filly is going to go with the 7-horse Newborn Sassy. Going to go 7-1-3. 7-1-3. Now to race number 14 from the Meadowlands. 14th race, final race on today's program, finally, is the Breeders' Crown Elimination 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. We have a field of 9 pacers traveling a mile, purse $20,000, and my top selection here will go to the 6-horse Down by the Seaside. Going to go 6-2-8. 6-2-8. Number 6 Down by the Seaside. Dave Miller, 2-1. Brian Brown trains this one. Last time out, the Lexington Red Mile, the 8th of October. In a 65,000 stakes race. Horse won by 1.5 lengths from the 7 hole. Horse won, almost got the lead, got third, then went straight to lead, and then looked back. Easy victory after that at 60 cents to the dollar. Start before in the Bluegrass at the Lexington Red Mile on October the 1st. This horse, he won by 1.25 lengths from the 7 hole again, went straight to the lead, got it this time off the gate, didn't get fourth, got the lead, and then looked back. Easy victory again that day. And then Delaware at the Delaware County Fair, 18th of October, September. Why do I keep calling September, October? But I don't know. But in September at the Delaware County Fair in a stakes race, this horse won by 4.25 lengths. It was an easy victory that day, all in the lead all throughout. It doesn't have a bad post position. I think this horse should do well. Multi-race wager, a single in this one. Definitely, if you're playing the jackpot high 5, I would put this horse on top and single, and maybe find some horses underneath. But gonna go with this one. So to recap my bets for race number 14, Breeders' Crown Elimination, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. Gonna go with the 6-horse Down by the Seaside. Gonna go 6-2-8. 6-2-8. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5. Good luck, everybody.